As the Chief Minister would later tell me, this first meeting between himself and Miguel Ángel Moratinos was a long time in the making, and the arrangements had not been straightforward. Both must have felt the effort was worth it, though, when they saw the response. More than 300 guests from both sides of the border, including present and former Campo mayors, serving Gibraltar politicians from the government and the opposition, and representatives of the business sector and the unions, filled the conference room at the San Roque Club to hear what the Spanish foreign minister at the time of the Cordoba agreements had to say. Before that, there were speeches too by the mayor of San Roque, Juan Carlos Ruiz Boix, and the president of the Cádiz provincial government, Irene García. Mr. Moratinos was introduced by Fabian Picardo, who quipped that it wasn't often a Chief Minister of Gibraltar got to open for an ex-minister of the Spanish government. Mr. Picardo emphasized the need for dialogue and lamented the demise of the Tripartite Forum since the election of the Partido Popular in 2011. It was a theme Mr. Moratinos followed up on. He revealed that the PSOE government, of which he was a member, wanted to mark the 300th anniversary of the signing of the Treaty of Utrecht in 2013 with a great final agreement between Spain, the UK and Gibraltar that would end the historical dispute, and said his own personal dream was of a Spanish Gibraltar, but with the agreement of the Gibraltarians. Instead of building on what the socialists had done, however, the PP have, in his view, gone backwards.
Bueno, no ha habido ningún avance en el tema de fondo de la soberanía. No solamente no se ha avanzado un milímetro, sino que se ha retrocedido siglos, porque se ha perdido la confianza y la relación, ¿no? Y luego en los temas concretos de cooperación sobre el terreno, pues desgraciadamente no ha habido ninguna actividad o acción que permita señalar que la política ha dado algún fruto, ¿no? Por lo tanto, le corresponde a la opinión pública decidir y valorar. Nosotros tuvimos un momento de voluntad de negociación y avanzamos y resolvimos cuestiones concretas, las pensiones, las telecomunicaciones, el tránsito por el territorio, y también avanzamos en que había que buscar soluciones a los problemas diarios que sufren los ciudadanos del campo de Gibraltar y de Gibraltar.
¿Usted es un llamamiento para que el próximo gobierno español, sea del PSOE o sea del PP o cualquier otro, reanude las conversaciones bajo el proceso tripartito?
Sí,
¿Cree usted que ocurrirá?
Yo creo que sí, yo estoy convencido que ocurrirá porque no hay otra manera, ¿no? Lo pueden llamar como quieran, a mí, foro del diálogo, grupo ad hoc, pueden decir, pero en definitiva será Reino Unido, España, Gibraltar y la Junta de Andalucía, pero ahí estarán los actores que tendrán que dialogar y cooperar.
Mr. Moratinos wondered how it was possible that America has been able to reach agreements with Cuba and Iran, and yet NATO and EU allies are unable even to talk to each other over Gibraltar. Why can't we have a joint naval police force to catch the drug smugglers, he asked, instead of arguing among ourselves about whom the waters belong to. He concluded, though, on an optimistic note. Dialogue, dialogue, and more dialogue is the way to resolve problems in the 21st century, and we shall have it again, he said, whatever the political color of the next government in Spain.
Well, I thought that Miguel Ángel Moratinos was extraordinarily candid about his views of what had happened and what should happen, and I think we learnt from him a lot of what was happening in the background of the trilateral, including what was happening in the background of the negotiations about the Constitution and what was happening between the British government and the Spanish government at the time on something that should have been exclusively a matter for Gibraltar and the United Kingdom. And I think that therefore will inform our history and will inform our views going forward. But I think importantly about the future, what we saw was 300 people, a full house of those who believe, despite our disagreements, and there are many and they are deep, that the future is about talking, it's about dialogue, it's about trying to find ways to cooperate and not to simply perpetuate the disagreements.